He says, on your premiere of Cosmos, you mentioned that the moon was pushed away by tidal friction. Can you explain that a little bit further? I had never heard it put like that before.
Yeah, pushed is a very visual image, but what's really happening is that it's getting flung. Flung is a more sort of physically accurate thing.
Right.
So what's going on is the moon creates a tidal bulge on Earth. And so the water that's nearest the moon pulls towards the moon is pulling on Earth a little less, and the water that's on the other side of the moon is pulling on even less. So all the oceanic waters form this bulge that it's in a direct line to the moon, okay?
Okay.
All right. It turns out it's not in a direct line to the moon because Earth is rotating. And we're rotating faster than the moon is turning around it. So we actually drag this bulge ahead of the moon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So this bulge is actually trying to slow us down. That's why we occasionally add leap seconds to the calendar.
Gotcha.
And because the bulge is ahead of the moon,
Right.
the moon feels a gravitational force ahead of it. And so it wants to go faster in its orbit.
Right.
And by going faster in its orbit, it ascends to higher distances from Earth.
Gotcha.
So it's a cosmic ballet choreographed by the forces of gravity.
Gosh darn it. That was fantastic.
So the moon is spiraling away about 5 inches a year from Earth just because of this flinging effect of the leading edge of this tidal bulge.
Right. Oh my, that is fascinating because it's like the Earth is a container holding this water.
Yes, correct.
But, so instead of lining up with the gravitational pull from the moon,
right?
Because the Earth is a container holding this water and it's spinning.
Yes,
the water wants to move ahead.
Yeah, we're dragging the water ahead of the moon.
Water ahead of the moon,
and that costs us our rotational energy to do so.
That God.
Wait,
That's awesome! Oh my God, that's incredible.
Well, it's just it's physics.
I know, but I don't do that a lot.
No, I don't
do physics a lot.
No, you look like at that moment. You look like a double rainbow guy. You remember double rainbow guy? He comes around the corner of the mountain. It's on YouTube.
Right.
Two rainbows. And he starts crying. Exactly. I say, dude, it's physics. Okay, chill out. Oh my gosh, this is divine. No, it's light. Yeah. All right. So I don't mean to take away the beauty of this. By the way, there are other things that are mysteries that we don't understand that are even more beautiful. But I'm saying,
like women,
we are in this tango with the moon.
Right.
Ultimately, when the moon wins, well, it's not going to win. Ultimately, the moon wants to slow us down so much that we rotate at exactly the same rate that the moon orbits us.
Right.
And when that's the case, our tidal bulge will align. We will not be fighting the bulge, and the bulge will not be flinging the moon forward. And the system will be be in what is called a double tidal lock.
Double tidal lock.
Yeah, which was a wrestling move.
Like I was
going to say, I wanted to invent that move. What? I used to wrestle.
The double tidal lock.
I wrestle and I know astrophysics. You know I was trying to invent a double tidal lock wrestling hold, right?
Yeah.
So what happened at that point, Earth's day will equal the lunar month.
Gotcha.
And one side of the Earth will only ever face the moon. Just as today, one side of the moon only ever faces the Earth. Which is why there's never Earthrise on the moon.
Right.
It's always in the sky if you're on that half of the moon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is why that famous photo called Earthrise, taken by Apollo 8 in December 1968, it's called Earthrise. Because the Earth was rising over the moon. Why? Well, it's because they were orbiting. They were orbiting the moon.
Exactly.
And they pull up the camera, and there's Earth rising. That's how you get Earthrise. But people thought, Earth rises on the moon, just like the moon rises on Earth. Not.
No.
Right.
That's amazing.
Not until the moon wins.
Unfortunately, I'm still stuck on double tidal lock because I'm trying to figure out, do you put your legs around the person's neck and then you're hanging off of their back and then you grab both their knees and then you whip it and
I'll show you off camera. I'll show you. I never perfected it, but I